Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you are doing really well today. So first of all, I just want to say a massive thank you to every single person who's subscribed so far. I hit 10,000 subscribers the other day and I am so happy. I'm so proud of this community, and I just really wanted to jump in here just to say thank you and just know how much I appreciate all of you and how much I appreciate all of your comments and your likes. You know, it really makes my day, so thank you so much. So today I thought I would do a video about the cash envelope system that I was using. So I uploaded this video quite a few months ago now, I'm not sure when it first was, and it was me moving over from using like digital online banking to going towards a more like cash-based system. And yeah, it's been quite the journey, and I thought today I would do an update just to tell you some of the pros, some of the cons, and like how I actually manage the money and stuff like that. So yeah, and I think that when I go to New Zealand and I've got like a proper budget, I will do more of like budgeting videos and share with you my income and like what we're spending and stuff like that. But right now I just don't feel like it's very relatable because I'm living at home, and you know, it's not the same for me as it would be for a lot of you. So yeah, once it's more relatable and easier, you know, to actually feel like it's achievable, I will definitely make that video. But for now I just want to share with you kind of some hints and tips and just some bits and bobs that might help if you are trying to move towards a more cash-based system yourself. So so this is my cash wallet. I made it myself, it was crocheted. I can leave the tutorial below in case you're interested in making one yourself, and inside I just got these little plastic envelope things. I'll also link the video to my last cash clip system where I explain it all a little bit better and a little bit more thoroughly in case you're interested in that. But yeah, I've got 4 little envelopes in here. Each has like a different, I don't know, like a different category, I guess. So yeah, the black one is petrol, which I don't actually use because I pay for my petrol by card, but at least I've got like that wallet in there in case I ever change my mind or decide to add something to it. The blue one is for clothing, so I just put a little bit of money in here each month, and then, you know, over time it adds up and then I can buy clothes and buy, you know, things without feeling guilty. But to be honest, like, I've not really used this category. I've used it a few times, but yeah, I tend to just save up that money and then just buy something that's bigger and more expensive. Yeah. Then this one's the main, this is the main purse, like this is the one that gets all the hammer. This is the food one, the grocery one. Yeah, this one's like really, I use it every single week. So yeah, I like that one. It's red, so it stands out a little bit more than the rest. And also it's like red because it's like danger, don't spend all of your money. And then this one is experiences. So sometimes, you know, I've not really done that much stuff since being home. So experiences were supposed to be things like going rock climbing and going snowboarding and stuff, but I just haven't got round to it, to be honest. So, you know, this category adds up over time, and then I'll spend it on something else, like maybe eating out, or a lot of the time my grocery budget's not very high, and it's like it covers the bare necessities. So if I want to get some chocolate, or you know, splash out and get some dates this week, or just something that's more expensive that would cut into that grocery budget too much, I'll just get it out of this money, because it's about treating yourself. Like, experience doesn't have to be, you know, an actual experience. It can be something that I eat, or you know, whatever, it can be anything like that. So yeah, I try and be strict with the categories, but I don't always, you know, achieve that. Some weeks I dip into all of them, you know, it's just balance. And the main thing is that the money in here is money that's like, that I've accepted that I'm losing. So every single month when I get my paycheck, I go to the bank and I draw out however much money and put it into all of the different cash clips, and that's it. That money is gone. That money is probably never going to go back into my bank. You know, if it does, that's amazing. You know, if in May when I leave I've got money in here, I'll definitely put it back into my bank account. But the point was to, you know, feel not guilty about using this money, because this is already a small budget compared to what I used to use. So yeah, some weeks, you know, I will maybe run out of money in the food category, and then I'll just be like, oh, do you know what, I could do this or have that or whatever. But yeah, generally I've been a lot better and a lot more cautious with my spending, which is amazing. So I just want to quickly say that I had this one before. This was the cash clip system, Virginia whatever envelope thing, I don't really know what it's called, that I crocheted before, and I decided to change colour to this one. I saw this colour and I was like, this is my colour. So yeah, I have made a new one. This one's a little bit bigger, and obviously, like, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. This was one of the first things I ever crocheted, so it's not 100% perfect. There are little blips and there are blemishes and it has gone fluffy, but I just want to put it out there because one of you might want it. I might be selling this on Etsy, only for very cheap, I would imagine. So if you are interested in this, and I will try and find these little wallets too to put inside it, then I'll put it on my Etsy store, so I'll leave the link below in case you are interested. And yeah, if any of you guys would like this to save you making one yourself, then feel free to buy it. If not, it's probably just going to be sat in my drawer, but I felt like I would just offer it to you guys, you know, and someone might find value in it somewhere in the world. But I do really enjoy these little crocheted wallets. Super easy to make, you know, if you want to make one yourself. Yeah, it took me about an afternoon to make this one, and it's just a really nice little like thing. And if you're not into crochet, if you've never done crochet, this is the perfect project because it's the same thing over and over again, you know, continuous until the end. So yeah, definitely make your own, or you know, buy this one. So I want to quickly say before I get into the pros and cons, this is kind of how I don't know, like how I deal with my money situation. So I have this here and it's in my bullet journal. So basically this side at the top says what I earn, this side says what I want to save, and then underneath on this side is the things that I need to, you know, spend money on. So like petrol, groceries, phone bill, stuff like that. And then this side is my cash clip system, so the things that are in here, you know, like the savings and stuff. And I also have a little bit of money that I put to one side in my bank account for Amazon purchases, because, you know, there's some things that I just can't get from shops locally. So I like to, you know, keep a little bit of money in there so that when I do buy on Amazon, it doesn't cut into my savings account, which is always helpful. And then at the bottom there, I've got this little like chart thing, and it's just so that I have like a visual representation of how much money I've saved. And then here it's just like every time that I, you know, manage to put the money into that savings account, I can just highlight it. And then the goal is obviously to get to the bottom there by May. So yeah, I've got a little while to go yet. I've got 2 more paychecks to get to that goal, but hopefully I will. So I will tell you how much I'm saving currently. I'm saving £500 a month. So whenever I get paid, you know, I get paid monthly, so when that money comes in, literally goes straight into my bank account and I move that money straight out into my ISA, and I'm left behind with, you know, the amount of money that I've set myself. It's a little bit different now with Etsy because Etsy do pay me as well, but that just goes into another account too. So it's just about like being savvy with your money and just making sure that you're in control, because if that £500 stayed in my account and, you know, I just went on a spending spree, that money would be gone and it would like cut into my savings. So yeah, you know, make yourself budgets and, you know, savings goals that are actually relevant to your life and are achievable, because it's amazing to be able, you know, like when I just did that in March, is like ticked it off and I'm like, yes, like it feels good to be able to save money. And yeah, even if it's like only like £10 or $10 a month that you're saving, that's extra money that you would have spent otherwise. So it's always really good to do. But yeah, if you can take £500 out of your monthly wage and you can save it, it's such a good way of saving money, because it just, you know, the momentum keeps going. So in 2 months time you'll have £1,000, which is an insane amount of money. And like I said, I realised that my savings and my, you know, earnings aren't reflective of someone who has children and has a house and has a mortgage and bills to pay, which is why I don't want to share like my actual like earnings and stuff like that. But I just want to say, you know, if you look at your current situation and look at your bank and look at your earnings and what you spend, just see how much of that you could take away and not miss. And you know, it's not the end of the world if you this month say I'm going to do £500, you put £500 in your savings account and realise that's not achievable. Take 250 back out and then try again next month. Like just go with it and see how much you can actually live on, because it's really like grounding to be able to save that money. Because when I first came home I was not saving that much money and I really don't know where all of the money went. It's ridiculous. Like as soon as you let go of that control, it's gone. So yeah, it's definitely changed my spending habits so much. Right, okay, let's get into the video finally. This is what you all came here for, I guess. I've just got little notes here just so I can kind of make sure I don't go on massive tangents like I usually do. So the first pro obviously is the savings. So you can see the savings going up every single month, which is amazing. That's the only reason that I'm doing this, because I'm saving money to go to New Zealand. When I go to New Zealand I will be carrying on this cash clip system because we're going to be on a super budget, and it's expensive in New Zealand. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to be able to do this, and I just really like, you know, being able to save money always feels good. It always feels like, you know, you're achieving something, but also being able to save money but have a good time and have a life and do the things you want to do and buy the food that you want to buy without feeling restricted. That has been one of the most liberating things about this, because if I put myself however much money into this wallet, I can then choose what I want to buy this week with that money, and it makes me more intentional. And it's kind of like, I saw a quote the other day and it was like, you don't buy things with money, you buy things with your time. And it's like, once you realize the value in the time that it takes you to earn that money, and you look at the price tag on that thing that you're buying, you suddenly think, oh, that's not worth an hour of my time, you know. A bit like if you're trying to like lose weight and you see something that's like 500 calories or something, and then you realize how much work you'd have to actually do to burn that off. So yeah, the next one is, it's easy to see. It's so easy to see, you know, what you've got left every single month. And yeah, you can just look inside and, you know, you can see, oh, I can't get this today, or maybe I should just wait and, you know, get this then, or whatever. You can just see how much you are spending, how much you aren't spending, and you can also kind of gauge where all your money goes. So for me, all of my money goes on food. That's where the majority of the money goes. Like I said, I don't really do anything not very interesting at the minute. I don't really do any experiences, so my money is not going towards that. I don't really eat out, so my money is not really going towards that. So it's good to see that I'm actually like mostly just spending money on groceries every single week. And yeah, sometimes, you know, I'm excessive and I like to make chocolate cake and stuff like that, and that does take a massive cut out of that money. And so that keeps me in control too, because I do like to bake and I like to make things for people, and I like to surprise people with cookies and stuff, and myself. But I have to realise that, you know, every time I go out and buy more peanut butter and more flour and stuff, it takes money out of my potential savings for New Zealand. So is it okay to make cookies for people? Absolutely. Is it okay to make cookies for people every week? Maybe not, you know. If you're trying to save money, maybe not. So the next thing is, it keeps me more organised. Definitely keeps me organised. You know, I feel like I'm in control of what I'm doing. I feel like I can just go to Asda or the supermarket and just see what I want to buy, you know, write it in my phone as I go, you know, the cost of each thing, and make sure that I'm not going over my budget for that week. And it just makes me feel like I know what I'm doing, you know. And then kind of like, once you've done that a few weeks, you realise you know what the price of a broccoli head is, you know what the price of cabbage is, I don't know, and you know, it makes it a lot easier is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, like the next point that I've put is feeling in control. So I definitely feel like I'm more in control of my spending, 100%. You know, I wouldn't say that I'm a massive impulse buyer, but I think that maybe in the food category I am. You know, like you see something really exciting and new you want to try, and then definitely buy it. So yeah, so then the cons are, there's only a few to be honest, because I do really enjoy this system. It's hard to let go of money. So you know, like say I've just booked my flights, and so all this time I've been putting money into my ISA, and then suddenly I have to take all this money out of my ISA. And I used to do this thing, and I don't know if any of you guys do, where my ISA just feels like this thing that I can't take money out of, and so I don't like putting money into it because I don't want to take money out of it. But I had to do to book my flights, because obviously I'm saving this money for New Zealand and the flights are part of New Zealand, and it's just getting out of that mindset of like, I need all this money and this money is mine, and just trying to like let it flow freely in and out of my life, which is kind of one of my affirmations. Not being so like needy, and just being like, it's what it is, you know, I have to let some money go to be able to have experience and to be able to enjoy my life. So yeah, you know, just like having to move that money in from my savings account to my current account, and then it going, and then it like impacting on my savings. So obviously this was massively impacted when I moved my money in March, you know, to my savings account, and the total balance had less than what I expected it to. I was like, what the heck, where's it all gone? And I realised I've just paid for flights, and that's why. But I still ticked it off because I still moved that lump sum of money, and I am technically still like going to reach my goals, because I would have had to have paid for New Zealand regardless of what happens. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. You know, in life there's always things that we have to pay for. You know, you have mortgages, you have bills, you know, random things happen, the car breaks down, and you have to take money out of your savings. But that's the whole point of a savings account, is it's like a, you know, a safety blanket for life basically. So the next thing is, it's really easy to forget this purse. Like, you know, I go to Dom's house quite a lot throughout the week and different days, and if I'm at Dom's house, Asda's on the way like home or to Dom's house. So it's like, if I'm coming home and I think, oh, I really need this, that or the other, and I haven't got my purse, it's like, oh, for God's sake. So that can be annoying, but also I think it's curbed my spending. So it's like, you know, if I decided today that I needed some fancy milk or, you know, something really extravagant, I would just be like, do you know what, I'll just make my own milk, or I'll just do this, or I'll just do that instead, or I'll just eat this instead, or I'll eat out of the cupboard rather than going and getting like 15 new ingredients. So it is good and it is bad. You know, I try and keep this in my bag as much as possible just so I have got it, but that's just one thing to be aware of. Obviously, if you've always used cash, it won't even be a problem, but I don't have a handbag, so that's probably like my main problem, is that I don't have somewhere to keep this other than my hand, really. So the next thing is, it's easy to overspend in the categories. Like I said, sometimes I do. You know, the point of it is that if you are trying to save money and you're trying to save as much money as possible, it's probably better not to overspend and just stick to the category. Because once the month's over, you can either choose to keep that money in there as like an overflow into the next month, or you can take it out of there, put it back into your bank account, put it into your savings and forget it ever existed, start the month fresh again with the complete same amount of money as you started last month with. That way you would save more money than you would spend. But to me, I'm already on a restricted budget with this, and this money I have not missed from my savings goals. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. It's kind of up to you. It's personal preference of what you want to do. I know some people roll it over, some people don't. I tend to roll it over if there's anything left. Generally, most months, there is something left in the like clothing section, you know, or whatever. But I might just decide to bake, or, you know, make some like cake or buy chocolate or something, you know, and do it that way. Or maybe I'll just make like a really fancy meal and just do, you know, take my money out of different sections, because to me life is about happiness and about enjoying things and, you know, looking after other people, doing things for other people, and I don't know, baking's fun. So I don't mind spending all of the money in here as long as it brings me happiness and I've spent it intentionally. That's what I'm trying to say. So yes, I just want to quickly add on to the end of this. I did start this month. So let me see if I can find it. I have got a video on my bullet journal in case you guys are interested in a more in-depth look. But I've made this here. This is, let me show you, a budget tracker, and I have absolutely failed at life. Last month I was supposed to do this. This month I've done it and I've forgotten to write anything down. And what are we on now? Let's see. On the day of filming this, it's the 14th of March, so we're already halfway through March and I've still not put anything in this section. I use Excel generally. Dom made me a spreadsheet and it's been amazing. So I use the Excel spreadsheet and I can track my money. It tells me like how much is exactly in my savings account, how much is in my current account, how much I've earned from YouTube and stuff like that, and it just makes my life easier. My expenses tracker was mainly just to kind of highlight anywhere where I bought where I didn't need to buy. So I still got the receipts from my shopping trips and stuff like that, but it's been really hard because obviously I've booked flights and I've got a lot more New Zealandy kind of things to buy. So yeah, like I had to buy new earphones and just little stuff like that, you know, where it's like, it's not an impulse buy, but it's something I needed to buy, which is where that Amazon money comes in handy, where it's like, you know, overflow money that I don't have to take out of my savings to actually be able to buy things online. So yeah, I just want to say, you know, if you don't use Excel, this probably is a really good way of doing it. Just right at the top of the beginning of the month, just write your exact like balance and then take off each one and just keep like a running total, and you can be able to see like how much money you have got left and just kind of be a bit more on top of your banking, I guess. But yeah, right guys, that is it. I'm so sorry for blabbering on for so long. I just have like a lot of information that I wanted to share, and I was really excited, you know, to share this cash clip system. A few of you asked me on the last video, you know, to give an update, and I have got updates about it, so I just wanted to be really thorough and maybe inspire you guys to start saving more money than you're spending, and just have a real good look at, you know, your bank account and see where you could like change things and where you could buy less and where you could save more, you know, to be able to do the things you want to do. Right, I've got to go before my battery dies. So thank you all so much for watching. Please give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and please subscribe if you're new. I love talking to you guys and I love making videos, so if you've got any video requests at all, leave them below in the comments and I would love to do them for you. Have an absolutely awesome day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in the next video. Yes, I managed it before the battery ran out. I didn't even know I could speak that fast. Bye guys.